All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Travel Conversations. And I'm going to be joined by some of my friends who are working abroad. So I'm just going to invite them. Hello, Inah, we're live.
Hi.
Say hello to your friends who are joining us. Summer.
Hey.
So maghintay mo tayo ng konti.
Okay.
Magpapadami tayo ng mga viewers before we start.
First time natin makumpleto.
I
You
know,
have
right? Because of
three
Red
viewers.
That's okay.
Siggey, I love your new setup in your house. I remember last week I was just there. It didn't look like that, but
At all.
Na-share nyo na ba sa timeline nyo para mapanood din ng
paano
friends?
ba?
Yeah.
Paano i-share?
So,
Yes.
are we speaking in Tagalog or English?
In Tagalog.
Chinese. Di ko shojong wen ma.
Can it be in Tagalog?
Tagalog. Tagalog. Okay.
Paano ba? Copy link? How do you do it?
No, punta ka lang sa timeline ko. Tapos
Oo nga.
makita mong live video doon, may share na button sa baba.
Okay.
Diba?
Wait a minute.
I-click mo lang yung share.
Share. All right.
Oh, my friend from Saudi, si Bim, nag-join na.
Hi, Bimbi.
Si Bim, ano yan? Isang
Ay.
magaling na ano yan.
Kala ko Bim.
Singer. Na-share mo na ba, Inah?
So, I think I've shared it.
Check ko.
Parang nakakakaba pala to.
Ayun, na-share na ni Inah. Ito, na-share na ni Inah. Si Siggey.
I
Ako
have
na-share ko na rin.
Okay. Si Summer na-share na rin, di ba? Para mapanood ng
Oh,
mga
Michael
friends
is
mo.
watching. Summer,
Hi,
Michael is
my
watching.
love.
Aw, so sweet.
Rob.
Oh, my love.
Kabahan ako. Ano ba yun?
Hello, Michael.
Si Ruby na-share
Ay,
niya na
sorry.
rin.
Sorry, nagsusuklay daw ako.
Michael said hoy.
Yeah, Michael.
Hoy.
Michael knows Filipino already. Okay, guys, feel free to share the link if you're joining us. We're going to talk about the topic living abroad.
If I leave abruptly, you know, ha?
I'm
Kasi
joined with my friends who've been living abroad for 5 years, so they're experts on how to live abroad, right?
6 years. 6
6 years na ba?
Yeah, 6
That
years.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
6 years.
If I leave abruptly.
Yung ano nyo, yung Facebook nyo, patayin nyo yung ano, audio para
I-mute
hindi
niya.
mag-feedback.
Sound.
I-mute nyo.
What do you mean? If you're using it?
I am.
If you're using your
Para makita nyo kung sino yung nagko-comment.
May feedback ba for me? Paano?
Wala
Yeah.
naman.
do it?
Guys, feel free to comment in the comment section, or if you have questions, feel free to ask questions as well. Especially Inah is here. She'll be able to answer your questions.
Yes. She's traveled to how many countries now?
Paano i-mute yung Facebook?
Yung video, may volume dyan. I-click mo lang yon, yung volume na icon.
mute your phone. Mute your
Or
phone
can
na
you
lang.
mute your phone?
Lowest volume.
Oh, I get it. I got it. Got it.
So guys, if you have questions about China, because most of them are in China right now, they're in Beijing. So this is a good opportunity if you have questions about the situation in China. You'll be able to hear firsthand from these people.
habang wala akong makontribute dyan.
Summer
And
is
Korea,
in.
and Korea.
If you have questions about kimchi and ano pa, boy
K-pop.
band, huh? K-pop.
K-pop.
Okay, 2 more minutes and then we can start.
I am sending it to my friends. Si Arvin.
Is he watching?
No, I'm inviting him.
I'll message Jenica because she messaged.
Madilim yung ano ko, no? Parang madilim. Si Inah maliwanag eh. Okay, 1 more minute. Parang ano lang na magsisimula yung klase. Kailangan on time. Si Inah maliwanag eh. Nag-feedback ata yun sa akin. Nag-join yung mga friends mo, Inah.
No, my sister is watching.
Good.
So exciting.
This is an impromptu interview. So,
Sa ano, sa Korea, kamusta naman dyan yung ano, yung mga kimchi dyan, Summer? Kumakain ka ba ng kimchi?
I love kimchi.
So far, okay naman. Yes.
Marunong ka nang gumawa.
No, kasi we have a neighbor who gave us a jar of kimchi last year around winter. So, meron pa kaming konti. And dito, kimchi is readily available in the market, sa palengke. So, madali lang.
Si Siggey, hindi mahilig sa kimchi. Parang hindi siya na-excite.
Don't like kimchi.
Even the one that's mixed with rice.
Okay, guys, it's already 8:03, so we can start. Ready na ba kayo?
Yes.
Game na.
Yes.
Okay, to our viewers, thank you for joining us. I'm joined this evening with these people who are living abroad. They were my colleagues at work before in Beijing. So here we have Siggey, Inah,
Hi.
Ruby. They're all based in Beijing. They're in Beijing right now. And Summer is in Korea, in Seoul, Korea. So basically today's topic is about living abroad. So we just want to know their perception on living abroad because they've been living abroad for about 6 years already. So what are the challenges? What are the benefits, or how did it benefit them personally, for example, or the situation, especially sa China. Most of them are from China, are in China right now. So maraming misconceptions sa tungkol sa country na yon, di ba? So pwede natin silang tanungin kung ano talaga yung nangyayari doon, di ba? Magandang opportunity to. So first of all, kumusta kayo, guys?
Okay naman. Kami here, we're okay. And we can go outside already.
Kayo dyan sa Beijing?
from the
Who will
oldest
go
first.
From the old. Ang bilis mo magturo doon ah. No, I just want to say, if you can you can see me, I'm 7 months pregnant, and right now actually we just came from a regular checkup with our doctor, and we've been going to this, and it's a local hospital, but since we're foreigners, we were recommended to go to the international wing, which is thankfully it's also the maternity ward of the hospital. So yeah, everything's been good. Obviously, people are very cautious about everything that they do here. We really take into consideration all of the yung mga precautions that the government wants us to follow.
Kawina, kumusta ka naman dyan sa Beijing?
Um,
Nakikinig ang kapatid mo.
yeah.
Hello, ate. But so far, so good. I think like sa atin lahat, from all of us, ako lang yung nag-hotel quarantine when I got back from the Philippines. So from the time that I was in the hotel, company really helped me, supported me financially and also emotionally, full support silang lahat from the top boss to my LLD Tom. They helped me. And
Invite natin
here
si Tom.
yeah, Tom Reardon. Anyway, but here in Beijing everything is
Shout out.
okay. Yesterday I went to a restaurant and it's close to normal. Very close to normal. Yeah.
Si Siggey,
Yeah,
ano
I'm
to eh, buti naman okay at least. Actually, kinento mo yung quarantine mo before, sabi ko, parang sarap nun, 14 days ka sa hotel, tapos yung food dinadala sa hotel mo. Kasi
yeah.
guys, bumalik siya from Beijing, quarantine siya pero naka-hotel, yung food dinideliver, tapos talagang maganda yung service. So parang ang sarap din naman ng buhay mo dun.
Everything's there already. Everything you need.
Yeah.
Si
I just
Siggey
need to be
naman,
there.
si
But,
Siggey naman,
but
ano
she
to
can't
eh,
go out. She can't go out of the room.
yeah, she
Diba?
can, pero may TV naman eh. Si Siggey naman, marami tong aberya before kasi si Siggey, 'di ba meron kang medyo obsessive compulsive ganun, yung gusto mo perfect lahat. Tapos pabalik ka, COVID na rin yun nung pabalik ka galing vacation na Chinese New Year. So buti okay ka na ba dyan ngayon?
Yes, okay naman. And for the first time, parang naramdaman namin talagang back to normal na. Although, syempre, ang daming naging problems before kasi kami Ruby. Naiiwan kami dito, lahat halos ng foreigners. Nasa iba-ibang bansa, nasa Pinas, nung nag-start yung quarantine, kaming dalawa lang, like sa center namin, ko lang yung teacher na naiwan, lahat sa iba-ibang bansa sa Pinas or sa Amerika. Yun yung parang moment na gusto rin namin na umuwi ng Pinas. Buti hindi kami umuwi kasi nahihirapan makabalik. So hanggang ngayon, yung ibang teachers, hindi pa rin nakabalik. Naman natin hindi pa nilist yung ban. Maybe soon. Pero for the first time, we are preparing to go back to work. Tapos yesterday, yung lahat ng students bumalik na sa school. Yesterday yun. Mapa-private or public. Yes, public or private back to school na.
What level?
School kasi.
That was the last
so
level is kindergarten.
So nag-start senior high, middle school, elementary, and then finally yesterday, preschool. So we are preparing to go back to work siguro in a few weeks.
Okay.
Hopefully, we're crossing our fingers. Pero just to clarify also, parang yung schools here, they only started opening up, like what Siggey said, per grade siya. So it started off on April 27, that's just for the senior level. So grade 12 students. And then a week after that, grade 9, 10, and 11. And then 2 weeks after that, it's your primary school na. So yun.
Okay,
Hanggang
good.
yesterday.
Buti okay na, no? Pag-usapan natin yung nyo, actually natin. Yung 2014, pumunta tayo ng Beijing at most of you, in fact all of you except for me, yun yung first time yun na makapag-abroad as hindi as a tourist pero para mag-work. So long term kayo sa abroad. Ano yung initial feeling nyo nung papunta na kayo sa Beijing, lalo Beijing, China, first time yung mag-abroad? Magsimula tayo kay Inah.
Oldest to young.
Pag ganito kasi.
Youngest na ulit.
My initial experience, feelings, back then
Yung
it was
totoo,
yung totoo.
Yeah.
Back then kasi it was a rough time to go to China. Kasi we have this dispute with the island. So during that time my parents how can I say that?
Worried.
Reluctant.
Worried, and to the point that they didn't want to allow me to go to China, which caused like hard relationship between us. But I know that this is something that I want to do, and even though that I am nervous, I am excited, nervous and excited that it's also my dream to to work in another country before I settle down or before I have a family in the future. So this is one of the things that I want to do. So I feel na eto na talaga. So I push it. But that's the best experience and best decision that I've made in my life, moving to
Yeah.
China. Mm.
Naalala ko pa nga nun nung nasa ano ka, kasi yung company provided yung hotel natin, unang 2-3 days nun, hindi ka lumabas ng hotel.
Yeah, I was
Dahil sa
very
takot mo.
nervous. Hindi ko alam ang gagawin ko. So I didn't go out.
Sorry.
Anong kinain mo nun?
I remember the family of my previous previous partner.
Oh.
They packed
Sarap.
Hoy,
a lot of stuff.
nanonood.
Yeah, I'm very grateful. For
Hi,
that.
Au.
Hi, Al. Hello.
Ikaw naman, Ruby. Ano yung feeling mo? Parang sabay ata kayo with Siggey and Summer nun eh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ano yung
yes.
mga nasa isip mo nung papunta ka na sa abroad tapos first time mo din?
Ako, just like Inah, I've always dreamt of moving abroad and working abroad, actually. But I think what made it, I was obviously ecstatic, happy, all the good feelings, but also quite sad because I was leaving at the time my new family because I just got married. Parang before leaving, I just got married. Tapos we had a baby. And Draco was then just a year and a half. So, so it's mixed emotions. But I remember the first time I talked to my family about it, to my husband about it, they were all very, very supportive, especially when they found out it's under the Walt Disney Company. So I think that's what made it parang a happier news. And tama yung sabi ni Ina, because at the time, especially, we were all worried. They were worried for me because there was this dispute regarding territories within China and the Philippines. But they were all supportive because it's under the Walt Disney Company.
Yung isa sa mga challenge talaga, no? Yung pagiging may family ka, no? Of your own.
Yeah.
Pero,
no. But what's
at least
good
nagawa
was,
mong-
before I took the job, the first thing that I checked was if I'm able to bring my family over, because that was the yung usapan namin ni Earl, that he will allow me to go if let's say after a year, I can bring them over. And that's what happened. So it was a great blessing when it happened. Just like Ina said, I think moving to China and working for the Walt Disney Company has been one of the best decisions in my life.
Okay, before tayo pumunta kay Summer, gusto ko muna i-greet to si Tita Norma Marquez Pieper from
Uy, ang
Germany.
dami kong
Ito yung
friends. Hi, friends.
Hi,
host
Sorry.
namin before sa San Beda.
Hello,
Tsaka si
mga
Marvin,
friends.
mga friends ko. Marvin from Thailand. Si pinsan ko si Mark Monte Alto from Thailand din. Si Beam, Saudi. Nanonood sila. Si Eugene Reyno sa Dubai. Qatar pala.
Bigla akong pinawisan kasi dami kong friends. Hi, guys.
Okay, so punta tayo kay Summer. Si Summer na Summer na. It's your turn.
Teka, si Siggey muna.
Okay,
Kasi,
si Siggey muna. Naiihi daw siya.
May baby.
Ikaw, Siggey. Ano yung mga thoughts mo before when you made the decision to live abroad?
Ako kasi, di ba different parang months or time to prep. I had a month before yung flight. I had 1 month. So, dapat aalis tayo, pero di ba it was delayed because yung certain requirement. So, yung 1 month na yun, I used it to prepare myself mentally, actually, physically, spiritually, financially, yung different aspects talaga. Honestly, I prepared. Kasi alam ko, hindi ako makaka-away for a long time. So ito work, nagbakasyon ako, nagpunta ako ng Boracay and all. Yung lahat ng gusto kong gawin before I moved out, nagawa ko. Tapos ang dami kong prep talaga lahat. Lahat halos damit. gamit, damit, lahat puro bago para ma-excite ako. Kasi ganun ako. Parang
Wow.
yung batang pagpapasok sa school, alam mo yung
Parang
bago yung
oo,
pencil
full
case,
year.
bago, di ba? Ganun ginawa ko, pero hindi naman yung like necessarily mahal and all. Pero talagang prep in different parang aspects. Kasi pagdating natin dito, I wasn't worried honestly kasi I was living alone before nag-move. Nakatira ako sa Manila. So when I moved, I wasn't worried kasi kaya ko lahat ng chores. And then it made it easier kasi sa flight nga, hindi ako mag-isa. Kasama ko si Ruby, si Summer. Yes, tapos pagdating pa natin dito, parang smooth ng process. Yung mayroong airport pick-up, mayroong hotel, mayroong accommodation, may gusto mo pupunta sa work. So parang lahat smooth. I think mas madaling experience kasi maganda yung company. Saka luckily siguro mayroong family na nag-support sa akin, pati friends din. Like kayo magkakasama. Siguro mas mahirap siya kung mag-isa lang ako and kung iba yung condition ko. Pero maganda lahat. Kasi tapos ilang years ko pinag-pray din. Like Inah and Ruby. Ilang years ko pinag-pray. Na 2007, nag-pray ako makapag-abroad. Then dumating na siya. Sabi ko, yun na yun. Yung moment na pinag-pray ko. So overall, sobrang positive na experience.
That's good.
Di ba nag-diet ka pa nun eh, nagpapayat ka pa, nakita ko yung picture mo sa Boracay.
Oh, yes, nag-diet din ako.
Kala ko ba walang laglagan?
Sabi ko.
Si Summer, ikaw naman, Summer.
Sa akin, initial feeling was a little bit worried yung mga kuya ko kasi parang baka scam yung
Yeah, because everything's free. Everything's free.
because lahat is we're gonna pay for your flight and there's accommodation, tapos parang the process for application was really really smooth. So tapos China siya, so parang baka scam to, baka pagdating niyo doon ibenta ko, things that usually misconception about China. So that's the initial worry. Pero moving forward, hindi naman ako worried kasi excited ako kasi si Ruby and si Inah, I've known them before pa. Before pa we started working sa Disney. Si Ruby parang kababata ko. Tapos si Inah, we worked together. So, hindi worried. More on excited. Kasi living in another country. Tapos meron ka na parang agad dala na family and friends. So, parang hindi siya as nakakatakot as what you would initially be kung mag-isa ka lang. Yun.
Naalala ko yung unang lunch natin together. Linibre tayo ng company. Tapos, very Chinese restaurant, authentic. Tapos talagang very authentic restaurant.
Tapos, ang daming food.
Daming food. Tapos, unang sa atin, yung pinatikim tayo ng Beijing duck, di ba?
Yeah.
Yung parang tuwan-tuwa tayo, ang sarap. Tapos, doon, tumatak sa akin doon yung nauuhaw yung isa sa atin, si Chevy, wala siya dito. Si Chevy, nauuhaw. Tapos binigyan siya, tanghalin tapat yun tapos spring, hindi naman kalamigan. Binigyan siya hot water.
Hot water.
Sabi niya, parang magkakape ba ako?
Yes.
So ito yung mga parang, isa sa mga bumati sa atin in terms of culture shock na parang hindi natin nakaugalian.
Yeah.
So, yung paglapag nyo ng China, Beijing, ano yung mga surprises na na-encounter nyo na hindi nyo in-expect? Hindi ko, di ba meron tayong perception in China, pagdating nyo, hindi ko in-expect sa Beijing, ganito pala. Ano yung mga yun gumulat sa inyo for the first siguro days or weeks na nandun tayo?
Ako the food. Kasi ako, I love food. And yung Chinese food in the Philippines is very different from obviously Beijing food, no? Kasi what we're used to eating pala sa Pilipinas is Cantonese food. So yung mga sweet and sour, pork,
Orange chicken.
Yeah, orange chicken. Those things are all from Hong Kong, Guangzhou area. Pero yung Beijing food is very much different. It's quite salty, medyo oily, pero masarap. Tapos it has a lot of variety and it's also spicy, diba? So I fell in love with the food and also you guys can talk about the others, but I have a lot.
Ako, I think yung surprise na hindi lahat ng nasa China mura.
Oh, yeah. So
Not everything in China is cheap. Kasi before, naisip ko na, hindi na lang ako magdadala ng maraming stuff because lahat naman made in China. So, pwede na lang bumili doon. Tapos when we got to Beijing, mahal pala yung mga stuff.
Yeah,
Kasi,
not
capital city siya. Hindi siya as parang Divisoria price. Hindi ganoon. Pero kasi 'di ba, pag sa Pilipinas kapag sinabing made in China, usually cheaper, sometimes good quality, sometimes hindi. Pero lahat gawa in China. So pagdating ng Beijing, hindi pala ganun.
ako naman, ang misconception ko, this is my first trip abroad. So my background is nothing. Like Philippines is just the standard for me. So I feel na ang ganda-ganda ng Philippines, ang linis ng Manila. So prepare ko yung, I prepared myself like my standard was like very low. So I in my head, China is like madumi. China is bad. Like I lowered my expectation like very low until the ground, like very low. And so when I went to China, I was like, wow, ang ganda ng Beijing. I cannot explain how clean, 10 times cleaner sa Manila, and how like the subway system, like the efficiency of everything, it's unexplainable. Like I cannot believe that I will be having this kind of life here in China. That I thought na ang ganda-ganda ng buhay ko sa Manila, which maganda pa rin naman. But here, yun yung mga misconception na madumi, pangit. But if you're
Ghetto.
living here, it's very, very convenient, especially like the subway system and like transportation system. And I fell in love um
Uy,
sa traveling because of China.
Ay, akala ko doon tayo pagpupunta eh.
oh, ganyan.
Mamaya puro tayo doon.
Oh,
Pero
yeah.
okay yung ano mo, Ina.
I think also, something to point out, kasi when we arrived, it was springtime. So, di ba, yung mga rose bushes in the middle of the highways, that was, ayun, parang mind-boggling. Parang, wow, meron palang flowers dito, in fairness, at sa lahat ng highways.
Sige, ikaw.
Medyo, parang unlike these days, at that time, kasi medyo limited yung, alam niyo, like vlogging online, yung information ba about Beijing around 2014, pag nag-search ako, medyo limited siya. If you search online more on hutongs and all, like the old Beijing usually online. So, just like, medyo low yung expectations ko. Pero kasi I'm not sure sa inyo, pero I had the option to choose between Shanghai or Beijing. Pero kasi I was based in Manila before tayo nag-move dito. Sabi ko, you're more likely to survive if you stay in the capital. And for sure, the capital is more modern or something. And then when we arrived, sabi ko, tama yung decision. Kasi sobrang ibang-iba yung naiisip ko. Bago nakapunta na ako sa certain countries bago ako nagpunta rito, pero parang sabi ko ganun pala, lahat pala ng bansa, parang sabi ko na halos ng Asian countries yung capital, parang mas maganda sa Manila. So parang ganun yung Beijing na feel ko. And same yung culture, ibang-iba yung northern Chinese culture dun sa parang mga southern na Chinese culture, whether sa food, pati yung mga itsura ng tao, the way they sound, yung mga alam natin kung hey, fat choy and all, wala yun lahat. Parang wala, we had to learn everything diba? Yeah. So, yun, maganda kasi sobrang na-immerse sa tayo sa bagong culture. So, again, parang ang ganda ng experience ng bago tayo.
Summer.
Tapos na ako.
Ay, tapos ka na ba?
Kaya una. Ikaw, how about you?
And can I say also, when it comes to the people?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So,
bakit? Na-in love ka sa Chinese? Sige.
Okay. Bakit doon na ba? Yun na?
Hindi pa. Okay. People.
when it comes to the people, kasi all the time, of course, all the places.
Yeah, definitely.
All the places, there's always like bad people when you travel. But most of the people, they, especially like my friends, my family, of course, I try to orient them how, especially Beijingers. I am talking about like Beijingers because I've been living here for 6 years. How kind people are here. Like they will help you even in the middle of the night. Like you can have a not only like a colleague, but a deeper kind of friendship. Like that, kahit anong mangyari, tutulungan ka nila. So I think that's one thing that I am very grateful for this city.
That's true.
Totoo.
The people
You
now.
guys can
Like,
agree
they're
kasi lahat tayo naka-experience that. Like we
Yeah.
For
experience
sure.
how Beijingers are, or people living here are
Yeah.
really nice
very
people.
accommodating, very friendly, and they're really annoying.
Hospitable.
Especially if they think that they can help you out, they'd really go out on a limb to help you out. Like, we're obviously not speaking the language. Even until now, if you pass by the street, you ask help, they will help you out. They will try their best to help you out. Pero syempre not all the time, pero most of the time, that's what happens.
Okay, another one.
Teka lang, before ka magsalita, parang nahiya ako sa sa San Pellegrino ni Siggey.
I know.
Wala
Perrier,
ako.
Perrier.
Parang, Perrier ba yan?
Perrier.
Ano ba?
Perrier.
Parang nahiya ako sa mo, Perrier mo.
We have
Ako water lang. Diba?
Tubig lang din naman yun.
Okay, sino yung kanina? Si Inah, tuloy mo Inah. Yung may sinasabi.
Another thing is like a misconception. Misconception is also their language. Because most of the people, they think that they are rude because of the way that they speak. However, that's not true because of the tones. I'm learning Chinese and it's so hard. Different tones can mean like different. Some words
Something.
have like same letters but different tones. So you have to hit that right tone. So I think we must be more. I feel like sana naging mas understanding ako when I got here, that I learned the language before moving to another country. Yeah.
Napaka-importante yun. Nalala ko nung unang gabi natin sa Orange Hotel. Ako pala, dumating ako gabi. Siyempre, nag-check-in ako sa sa front desk, yung sa may reception, di ba? Nag-check-in ako. Tapos, siyempre, English, di ba? Tapos, pag sumagot sila, parang rude. Yes. Yeah. Parang gano'n, parang, yes. Why? Okay. Gano'n.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, wow.
Yeah.
Tapang na mga in-check ako sa isip ko. Kasi, galing ako ng Thailand nung nag-work ako doon. Yung mga Thai, very polite pag nagsalita. Parang tayo, mga Pilipino. Tapos sila, parang ganun. Pak. Alam mo yung parang ganun magsalita. Sabi ko, tapang pala ng mga tao dito. Pero nung tumagal ako sa Beijing, na-realize ko na ganun lang pala talaga sila magsalita. Tapos tulad ng sinabi mo, yung mga yung Chinese culture kasi meron silang circle, tinatawag. Na pag part ka ng circle nila, ituturing ka nilang pamilya talaga.
Yeah.
Tulad ng na experience natin. Pero on the other hand, kung hindi ka na part ng circle nila, wala silang pakialam sa'yo. Ganun yung kultura nila. So, ganun sila yung culture nila. Kaya yung, for us, yung naranasan natin, tulad yung mga learning partner natin, part na tayo ng circle nila. So, kung gutom ka, talagang ibibigay nila lahat. Ganun, for example. Yun yung natutunan ko.
Another one, misconception, walang church sa China.
Oh, yeah. Oo, tama.
Alam,
parang huhulihin ka kapag nalaman nagsisimba ka doon.
oo. But it's not.
Jen, may mga comments. You can read some comments.
Oh.
Maybe every after question you can read before you throw the next one.
Si Marvin nag-comment, I think which part of China, I visited China coming from Hong Kong. We entered China galing Hong Kong. So I presume galing siya ng south. My first impression was their toilets dirty.
It's true.
Which is true.
I think one thing na
But now,
pangit is the toilet. Pero ngayon, I think it's different.
It's a lot
now
better
it's
now.
way
Yeah, it's a
different.
lot better now.
Now most malls, kahit yung old na,
Yeah.
meron silang sitting toilet and meron silang yung traditional toilet. Kasi their traditional toilet, ganun yung ibang taong sanay. Pero ngayon, especially here in Beijing, lahat halos ng mall, yung normal na toilet.
Yeah.
So, pero nakita natin yun kung paano nag-evolve, kung paano nag-improve. Yung ibang malls pa merong, there's what you call this, a reminder that they are really trying to improve their civilization, something like that. Yung ibang mall, merong nakalagay doon na moving steps ahead papunta dun sa civilization. So, ibang-iba na ngayon kumpara dati.
Yeah, before takot ako magpunta sa restroom, to be honest. So I make sure to go to the bathroom before I leave. But now it's okay. Tama yung sabi ni Siggy, yung sa mga malls especially.
2 years ago, meron silang project yung parang rehabilitation ng mga visible na establishments in street sa Beijing. So marami silang demolish except if it's sa Hutong. Remember yung favorite nating lamp place, wala na siya.
Yeah.
Kasi pag old looking na yung establishment, kailangan demolish, kailangan i-renovate. So sa buong Beijing, in-implement yun. So kaya ganun, marami talagang changes.
Ano naman yung mga naging challenges niyo personally living abroad in general? Kasi
Oldest to
karamihan,
youngest.
ha?
Oldest to
Ina.
youngest.
Ako yung youngest so ako magsisimula, ganun. Ako yung youngest.
Oldest to youngest. Oldest first.
Sumunod ka sa mga ate at kuya mo.
Challenges. Ako kasi sanay na ako kasi galing nga akong Thailand. Matagal na ako nag-abroad. So wala akong challenges in terms of living abroad. Siguro hindi rin yung pagkain. Siguro yung tao, 'di ba? Sa una nasanay ka na parang iba pa rin pag marami kang kasamang Pilipino kasi syempre lingwahe mo. Pero pagdating doon, puro English. Alam mo naman pag English, iba 'di ba? Syempre iba pa rin pag Tagalog. Siguro yun yung isa, yung language. At the same time, pala syempre Chinese pag bibili ka, 'di ba? Chinese, hindi naman sila makaintindi ng English doon. So, yun pala yung pinaka siguro malaking challenge yung language barrier kasi bibili ka, hindi ka marunong mag-Chinese. Ganun. Yun yung sa akin. Oh, sino na next?
Sige, ikaw na.
Ang bilis
Actually, iniisip ko nung bago kasi tayo. So, yung language din for me, kasi yung apartment hunting, for me, yun ang number one, the hardest part when you move into a new, new city, a new country. So, yung apartment hunting, dahil may language barrier, yung realtor ko, for example, didn't speak English. We had to translate everything online. And siguro being able to do everything independently, at first, siguro yung first month, after settling down dun sa new apartment, finding ko kung saan ka mag-grocery, sabi siya yung routine mo nung bago tayo. Pero, just like what Inah mentioned a while, kasi sobrang convenient sa Beijing, it's not hard to travel and to purchase things, especially these days. Pero nung bago tayo, syempre medyo iba. Remember, taking a cab can be challenging.
Yeah.
It could be challenging before. Marami tayong beses muntik na ma-delay sa train natin or sa flight.
Yeah, training.
Walang available na taxi kasi hindi natin mabook. So more on talaga i-evolve dun sa language barrier, communication problems. Pero what's good is that marami tayong workmates talaga na tinutulungan tayo, especially nung bago tayo. Yun.
Ako for me, the same with Siggy. It's really the language barrier. And also, because it was my first time to travel and work abroad, the subway system for me. Syempre, I know maybe you guys have seen more complicated subway systems, but kasi in my experience, it's the first time, yeah. So I wouldn't know what exit A is from exit B, how they're different. So like, you just have to go to the subway exit and then I don't know which exit I do. Tapos pag mali, ang layo ng lalakaran mo. Hindi siya katulad sa Pilipinas na kunwari pag mag-jeep ka, 'di ba? Pwede kang magpahinto sa kanto, 'di ba? Bawat kanto pwede. Hindi, dito kailangan mo siya lakarin ng sobrang layo. So yun, it's that language barrier, subway system, what else? I think we as a group, I think we're really blessed to have each other kasi bukod sa we had this great company that we're working in, supportive din yung mga workmates natin, but you guys also made it easy, I guess. So to be honest, aside from the fact that I had to leave my family at the time, I did not really feel much challenged because if I have, kunwari, if I have something, may problema or whatever, I knew that I had you guys to help me out, and that's what happened.
That's true. Kasi ako, I was thinking, ano bang pinakamahirap during the time na dumating tayo? For me, parang hindi siya mahirap. The language is mahirap talaga, pero you can do actions, di ba? Most of the time outside,
Yes.
anong order nyo? Chicken wings. Mga ganyan, right? So, parang ano siya, hindi super dali, pero you can do it. Tapos, I think, ang mas nagpadali is yung support from each other. I think that's the easiest way. Parang nagpadali ng mga bagay for me.
Si Ina na. Kasi umiyak ka ba nung una, Ina? Hindi naman siguro, no? Ano yung mga challenges?
Uy, grabe. Nung first year ko, I think my first 6 months, I wanna go home. Alam niyo yan, di ba?
Oh,
Sabi ko,
yeah.
uuwi na ako. I wanna go home. Actually, malapit na talaga akong umuwi.
Was it because work was challenging or the situation? People?
I think overall, like, I think change for me is always very hard. You know, I've been working in the company that we used to work for 5 years, so it's a big change for me. First country to live in,
First abroad.
first time living abroad, first time working with another person who, different language. So yung tapos I had like family in the family in the Philippines and relationship in the Philippines. So I felt like my life in the Philippines so comfortable. Why am I doing this to myself? But so overall, yung first 1 year was really rough for me. Overall, family, relationship, and language, and also new job. But after that 1 year, everything became very smooth.
Around the second year, right?
Around the second year, kasi the job has become like it's easier. Parang
You're more familiar with the
yeah,
job.
familiar, yeah. So I think, yeah.
Okay, before tayo magpatuloy, may isang question dito si Marvin. Magandang question to eh. Actually, maraming taong nagtatanong dito.
I love that question.
Yeah,
Let's
this is
answer
like the biggest misconception about China, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
Why didn't we talk about
Is
that?
it safe to walk at night?
Wait,
Is
I
it
have
safe
something
to
to
walk
add.
I
at
wanna
night?
answer.
This is like
Hell
the biggest
yeah.
misconception about China.
Hell
Seriously,
yeah.
guys. Okay, sino mo una?
Daw.
Ako muna.
Ikaw, sige.
Sige,
Ako
go.
mo. I'm sure marami kayong points. So, isang point lang muna yung ibibigay ko sa lahat tayo. Kasi, again, isa nga sa safest country in the world. Why?
Yeah.
Actually, pag lumabas ka sa Beijing, lahat ng angle mayroong CCTV. In case if you
Right.
haven't realized that, punta ka sa labas, like sa paglabas ko pa lang ng gate ng apartment, siguro may more than 10 lahat ng angle. So it's one of the safest. Yung capital kasi siya. So I'm not sure about other cities, pero based on my, yun eh, lahat may CCTV. Pati yung apartment ko dito first sa city na to, yung harap ng door ko may CCTV. Lahat yung nung dadaanan. So that's one of the things kung bakit safe. So kayo na mag-add nung iba.
Pinakabata si Ina. Is it safe to walk at night?
Oh,
Yun ang
Ina,
question
you
niya.
can compare this because you've been to other countries.
Oh. So from my
Kala ko you've
experience,
had
from my experience,
Is that
of course,
something-
ang base ko lang is I'm basing this from Manila and the countries that I've been in Europe and also Beijing. To be
Yeah.
honest, in Beijing, you can run in the middle of the night because I love to run. So I live near Olympic Park. So at night, if I can't sleep and the air is nice, I think I go for a run. And I don't feel unsafe. I don't feel like someone's gonna mug me or,
Someone's following
everything
you.
is, yeah, someone's
Someone's
following me.
looking at you.
12 o'clock, middle of the night, 12 o'clock, I run if I can't sleep. And I feel very safe. I mean, I'm speaking sa Beijing, only Beijing. I haven't lived in another city. So this is based solely in Beijing. Yeah.
Ruby.
I would say the same
May
thing.
ma-add ka ba o okay na yan?
I mean,
May add ka?
hindi ako nagja-jog katulad ni Ina. But
Ultra boost pa yan.
there were days na you find yourself, of course, you're with your friends, no? So you find yourself 2 a.m., 3 a.m. You're walking in the middle of the street. There's no feeling of parang tama yung sabi niya, may magmamag sa'yo, or even when you're walking anywhere with your phone out, that's okay. like wala silang pakialam sa'yo. And you can feel that every day anywhere.
Nangahablot.
Yeah.
Walang ganun din.
Wala.
Ikaw, Summer.
Yun yung sobrang misconception.
Ako, same answers.
Nangopya ka lang eh.
No, but this is you're talking about, if you go out at night, ganyan. Kasi yun yung question niya. Pero for example, if you leave your doors unlocked, kasi before coming to China, kasi na-hold up kami ni Ina before. Sa mga
Kami.
they know about this, na-hold up kami sabay kami.
Saan yan? Sa Pasig?
yan?
Sa Pasig?
Ortigas.
Ortigas. Okay.
Sa Ben Press.
Before was really early. So, sabay kami pumasok. Tapos na-hold up kami. So, when we went to Beijing, very careful ako about always locking the door, yung maingat, ganyan. Pero, never ko din na-feel na hindi siya safe. Safe siya for adults, safe for kids also. So, safe.
Yeah, I've been to 42, 41 countries. For me, China ang isa sa pinaka-safe. Kung hindi number 1, number 2. Safest country na I've been to.
But do you think it's China or Beijing?
It's China. Like, kasi tuwing may vacation, I make it a point to go to other provinces as well. I've been to many provinces in China and pare-pareho sila. The reason why it's safe is because yung tao may respeto sa batas. Tsaka kung gumawa ka ng kasalanan doon, mahuhuli at mahuhuli ka. Wala kang kawala. Lahat ng gagawa ng kasalanan doon, mahuhuli talaga. Kaya napaka-safe. 3 a.m., 4 a.m. maglakad ka. Diba? Usually may mga may mga party tayo, for example, sa yung mga natin sa company, for example. Tapos after pupunta pa tayo sa ibang sa mga coffee shop, ganun. Uwi tayo 3. Before yung friends ko pumunta, galing silang America, classmate ko nung college. Tapos yun nga, sabi nila, nagulat sila na ba't ganito yung Beijing, hindi ganito yung perception. Sabi ko, ano mo sa Beijing? Sabi niya, pare, ang ganda ng ganda pala ng China. Bakit? Ano palang inisip mo? Inisip ko kasi yung parang Divisoria, Chinatown. Sabi niya ganyan. Tapos para mapatunayan akong safe sa kanila, naglakad kami. Kung nakikinig sila, andun sila, Dodge. Diba si Dodge na-meet mo before? Kayo, Siggey. Si Dodge, si Che, sila Queenie, mga friends ko. Naglakad kami, mga mga 2 a.m. para lang ipakita sa kanila na it's very safe in Beijing. So, yun yung isang siguro misconception na hindi safe yung China, pero it's very safe. Kasi yun yung mga rason. Talagang mahuhuli ka, may CCTV, tsaka walang baril.
Meron pa akong ibang reasons yun. Dalawang reasons pa. Number 1, wala kasing baril. Makikita mo lang baril yung pag nag-deliver ng money sa bank, yun yung only time na may baril. Pag siguro large amount yung hawak nila na pera. Pero walang baril ng security guard, walang baril ng police, lahat walang baril. Yung citizens, syempre, walang baril. And number 2, pag may record ka kasi, pag nag-commit ka ng crime sa China, pag mayroong nangyaring crime, ikaw yung unang pupunta ng police. Ikaw muna. Kasi ikaw yung may record. Someone told me that, my first L told me that. So takot sila gumawa ng crime. Imagine mo pag na-recordan ka, forever, ikaw yung uunahin. So ikaw yung unang suspect. So forever ka ng mark. So kaya, sabi nga ng Regine, may takot kasi sila gumawa ng
Another
crime.
thing to add, yung sa DD app, di ba, when you're riding a cab or a car, anything, merong police button dun. So if you feel threatened or whatever, it's very easy to call the police. So there was this one time I rode a DD. Tapos, parang napindot ko siya siguro without me knowing. And
DD is
then
Uber, parang nakakaalam.
Yeah, Uber. So immediately when that was done, they sent a message to my husband informing him that I pushed that police button, and then they were asking him to contact me and see how everything is going. So yon, lumabas. I had to send a message to Didi saying that I'm okay, nothing bad has happened. But yeah.
It worked.
So I think
Another,
that made
another
it
thing
easier,
din,
no?
another thing kasi during this time of pandemic, kasi I was quarantined, and what happened after that is I was given like a specific code for myself na it means that I am okay to
Healthy.
walk around the city. Tapos also safety when it comes nowadays. Also, like if you want to go to another or any establishment, you have to have a health kit, like which shows everything, all your information na you've gone through, or you are healthy to be out.
That
I
you
think,
haven't gone to another city.
oh yeah, they would know. So I think when it comes to medical, what do you call that, medical safety
Certificate.
nowadays, I think that they've done a great job for that. I mean, basing on my experience.
Okay. So sa mga
Okay.
susunod na topic natin, pag-usap, kasi parang ito yung na-interest yung ibang tao na mag-focus tayo sa common misconceptions about China since tumira kayo dyan ng 5 years. I-discuss natin yon. At saka isa pa yung mga benefits ng living abroad for you. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, parang konting icebreaker, maglaro muna tayo.
Commercial muna.
Commercial muna tayo.
Oh,
Si Siggey magpapalaro. Tapos
Online lang tayo.
laro lang, tapos after nito, tuloy tayo sa topic natin ng misconceptions about China and the benefits
matagal
of
pa ba?
living abroad.
Ano ba to? Gaano ba katagal tong natin?
Depende
Parang
sa
matagal
energy.
to ah.
May
Ayaw
quiz.
mo. Let's play.
Ano to?
Okay,
At least,
let's play. Let's play.
yeah, so let's play and ready na ang inyong mga, we have our names.
I'm
So
ready.
go to the studio.
Ayun,
Kuya
kinakabahan
with
ako.
me, prepare your, everybody's
Here,
names. Ruby,
Ano yung game?
Summer, Regin. Yes. So, we're gonna give,
Anong price?
something like who's who, or who's most likely to, or yes, you will just erase. For example, who is the most generous, for example, and then you have to erase one, and then all of us will
Ako
take
yun.
turns. We have to go, what do you call this, clockwise. Okay, maybe I'll start. And then we'll go to Ruby, and then Reggie, and then Summer and Ina. We'll follow the live and how it appears online.
What do
So
you
I'll start
mean?
first.
One by one yung pag-akyat. Di ba dapat sabay-sabay?
Kala ko sabay-sabay.
No,
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 he's-
one by one mag-give ng category. One by one mag-give ng category. Ako muna magtatanong sa inyo. And then
Ay,
Labo.
ganun. Hindi ako nag-ready.
Not listening.
kahit ano
Akala
lang.
ko you will do everything.
Labo, wala kang CCQ. Kulang ka sa CCQ.
Di ba sinabi ko
Tsaka
kanina
ICQ.
Ano na Okay, fine.
Go.
So,
Sige,
kahit ano
nag-google
lang
na
naman,
ako.
I mean light lang. Yan, nothing ano naman complicated there.
Ayan.
Okay, so ready, I'll
Okay.
start. Okay. So the first one, medyo start man tayo sa funny. Maybe you can defend yourself or explain or I don't know, justify.
Very quickly
Okay,
lang
number
ha.
one. Number one. Sino ang who's the most addict gumamit ng cellphone during social event?
Andali naman.
Ayaw bitiwan.
Yan.
Yes.
Totoo
So,
yan.
okay, Inah, you can explain bakit ka lagi nagpa-phone?
Ay, gusto
Ay,
mo ba
may explanation pa ba?
No
Hindi na, wala na.
Explain lang.
No explanation.
Wala na explanation.
Parang fun. One sentence explanation.
Okay, one sentence lang ah.
He has the right to remain silent. Silent.
Ako talaga yun.
Okay.
Oh, no doubt.
Magaling kasi ako mag-multitask. So I want to do the task that I have and then also talk to you guys.
Okay.
But I try not to.
Okay, let's go to Ruby. You can go give one.
Okay.
Uy,
Kung mag-English kayo din, yung iba kasi, baka di na maintindihan eh.
Okay.
Who is Sho Jongwen?
Okay. Who is the most likely to go crazy at the mall? Go crazy at the mall.
Ready?
Wait.
Oh,
Ready?
Who's likely to go crazy?
Wait
Who's
lang.
like,
Go crazy
I
at
thought
the
not.
mall.
Oh, go crazy. Okay.
Ako talaga yung...
Ready,
I
go!
thought not.
Ready, go.
Summer has five.
Yeah, that's true. But that's true before. Before.
Before the bebe.
Before the baby. But after the baby, not so much.
Sakripisyo na.
Yes.
Okay, next.
Okay.
B, ikaw na. Ay, sige na.
I asked that.
Ikaw na, Regine. Tapos ako after.
Yeah, Regine is next.
Who is the most... Ang tawag nito? Organized.
Ang dali naman yan.
Grabe naman.
Dalawa. Yeah. Tama
Ay.
yan.
Sige na rin. Sige.
Gaya.
Oh, mag-explain ka OCD.
Si
I think we are I honestly believe na people are organized in their own way, pero ako more on structural sa class, at home or in my classroom or with my things in general.
Pati ba yung brief mo, yung kulay dapat pare-pareho, ganun. Yung underwear.
When I did black, or the colored one. Sometimes I even pair them. If I'm wearing blue shirts, I wear blue underwear. Yes.
Tapos dapat Calvin Klein lang, di ba? Galing sa sa Tianjin.
Now you guys know, pag blue ang t-shirt ni Siggey.
Check it.
Okay, Inah.
Next. Ako na ba? Or
Summer.
Burich, ikaw na muna, Burich.
Ako muna. Who's most likely to do something weird in a public place?
That's hard.
Parang wala naman.
Sige na.
Di ba ako yun?
Ready? Oh, ito
Parang
siya.
hindi.
Sige na nga.
Totoo ako. Ba't ako?
This is summer.
Ay, hindi.
You know why, Ruby? Because Ruby is not mahiyain.
Yeah.
You always
Yes.
sige, skandalo naman ata yung ako.
Sorry. I chose Summer. Summer's very vocal.
Yeah.
Ay, hindi. Iba naman yung kay Summer. Oh my
Okay,
God.
ako na.
Skandalo si
Okay.
Summer.
Eh, ako na. Sino ang...
English.
English nga eh.
Bakit English?
Tawa ko siya
English daw. English because Michael is watching.
Ako.
Yan ba?
Sino pinaka-frugal?
Ay, naku naman. Dali na.
Oh,
Ano yung frugal in Tagalog? Matipid.
nasan
Matipid.
to? Ready? Hindi ako to ha. Ready?
Matipid? Oh,
Ready, go.
parang wala naman. Ay, hindi. Ito sa akin. Regine. Well, actually,
Di ba si Ina rin?
Regine kasi when he buys stuff, splurge talaga. Bumili siya ng luggage bag sa Muji.
Oh yeah, I saw that sa Muji.
So,
Social.
seldom buy, parang rarely, pero pag bumili, yung mahal. Parang ganun din.
Kasi sa edad na to, dapat you should have the finer things in life.
Ano ba?
Okay.
Okay, next. Sige.
Ako na ba?
Sige.
Okay, I have a question.
Oh.
Ay, ako na ba? Who's next?
Oh.
Sige.
I'm next.
Pag ganito.
Next one on my
Ano
list.
Hindi ganyan itsura ko
Who's
sa
the
akin
most-
pag ano.
What?
No, I'm basing on the online, but my skin also is different. Sorry. My turn. Who's the most forgetful?
Ano ba yan?
Grabe naman yan. Sobra.
Ready, go.
3, go.
Go.
Oy, Tay!
Ruby. Kasi matagal kami magkasama, I know.
Yes. Hoy, si Regine
It's
din
a
at
tie.
times.
Hindi,
Yeah,
ah.
Regine sometimes.
Anong sometimes?
Yes, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh, okay na ba? Sino na next?
Okay.
Ruby.
Regina.
Okay. Who
Ruby.
is the most likely to be a bully?
What?
Bully.
What do you mean?
Bully.
Most
With
likely to
people,
be...
whoever,
Pinaka-bully.
Pinaka-bully.
Ready?
Ready? Go!
Hi. It's Siggey.
It's a tie.
Dapat si Regine to eh.
Bakit Siggey yung sinulat ko? Dapat summer to eh.
So we are bully in our own ways. I defend ko lang. Si Regine kasi nakasama ko, malakas mang Alaska. Regine mang Alaska. But yes, actually, when I was in high school, I was confronted by a parent because I'm a bully.
A parent?
Some people think I'm actually a bully, so I'm aware.
Ako, I grew up with kuyas. I'm the youngest, so sanay ako sa mga pang-Alaska.
Sino na next?
Regine.
You. Regina.
Regine.
Who is the most dominant?
Go.
Dominant. Dominating.
Who is the most dominant?
Saan?
Yes, general.
General.
Lahat. Pag mag-travel
Ready?
tayo, pag mag-uusap sa coffee shop or something.
Ito. Ikaw.
Ready?
Ready?
Go.
Go.
Jing, 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 jing,
Oh, 1,
jing.
2, 3. Regine. 1, 2, 3.
Regine.
Regine. You know why? When we
Explain
travel,
yourself. Explain
aberya,
yourself.
pag may
Kasi
aberya,
siya nga pinakamatanda.
alam niyo na.
Actually, si Siggey din eh. Pero the way siya kasi magsalita, malumanay. Pero pag may gusto siya, kailangan, di ba? O, pa-picture tayo kay Mickey. Kay Mickey tayong lahat. Ganun. Gusto ko magpa-picture.
Miki.
O,
Okay,
sino na
Sa
next?
classroom. Sa classroom din kami kasi ni Regine ganyan. Sikat kami na dominant masyado sa classroom. So I understand. Next is Summer.
So, who's most likely to get away with something na they've done? Get away with like murder.
Get away with something.
Alam ko to.
Okay.
Ay, hindi ko alam.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Hindi ko alam.
Pero kami ni Summer. Ay, gaya si Inah.
Walang gaya-gaya. Bakit ako?
Why
Bakit si Ruby?
Why me?
feeling ko, you know everybody.
Ah, yeah. Oh, that's true.
You're very visible. So parang, you know.
Friends tayo. Ano ba?
Ikaw na, Ina.
Next is Inah.
Una.
Wala na akong alam na question.
Sabi ko, yung una.
Sino ang pinaka-wais
Ay.
in life? Or
Ay.
wise?
Ano?
Ready.
Ano yung tanong? Teka lang, ano yung tanong?
Pinaka-wais daw
Wisest.
in life.
What is wais in English?
Yung ano, parang you ask advice
Wise.
from...
Wise.
Wise.
Wais.
Ako in different ways, ha?
Kasi parang
Different.
feeling ko naman, ano eh, to be honest.
Okay, don't explain.
Ready?
Go!
Oh.
Ah.
Wow. Ang dami mo sagot, Ruby.
Wow, lahat kayo.
I feel like we are wise in our own ways and we have our own like certain areas of our life that we're very wise.
Can I say something? Kasi ako naman ang pinakabata dito. Can I just say?
Sige.
Talagang pinagdudukdulan.
Si Ruby, pinaka-wise to when it comes to job. Like, about job opportunities, about work, about how to respond to coworkers, and like that. Yeah. Si Siggey, like life coach to when it comes to
Life
like
coach.
hardship in life, ganyan. Si Siggey yan. Si Regine, inspiration ko to for
Yes.
I get tips on like how to travel, and I got inspired by him traveling by myself, independent traveling. And of course, Summer is like the strongest woman I know. So when it comes to like being a woman, how to respond to men, like that, I learned a lot.
Ayan, ikaw may kasalanan. Yan
Okay.
siya po, ang salarin.
I
Okay.
learned.
9 o'clock na, so pwede na tayong
Go
magpatuloy.
back, go back.
Let's continue.
Go back. So at
Yes,
least
kasi bumababa rin yung viewer natin eh.
Oo nga.
so at least nakilala nila kahit paano yung isa't isa. So ngayon po na tayo sa isa-isa sa inyo magsabi ng common misconceptions about China ng mga friends nyo back home na pagdating nyo sa China, nakita nyo na hindi pala totoo yung ganung misconceptions nila. So parang ma-enlighten din at the same time kasi nandiyan kayo first hand. So ano yung mga yun? Magbigay kayo ng siguro kung ilan yung gusto nyo. Start tayo with Summer.
Ako, before sa China, yung misconception ng friends and family is yung magiging mahirap yung buhay because yung language you don't know. Pero with the help of the internet, Google Translate, and we were very lucky because we have learning partners sa work natin before who would always be willing to help and assist us when it comes to the language barrier sa Beijing. So that's one for me. Isip mo na ako ng iba.
Pwede naman bumalik pagka sino lang gusto magsalita. Wala namang
Yun muna for me.
yun muna.
Common
Mga misconceptions. Guys, we're talking about common misconceptions about China. Especially coming from our friends or family back home directly. Na ganun. So, parang gusto lang, i-share din yung experiences. Mauna na ako. Parang nag-isip pa si Ruby. Ang lalim na inisip ni Ruby.
Ikaw na muna.
Ako na ba?
Ako.
Common misconception ngayon, especially ngayon, panahon ng COVID-19, is yung they think, majority of the people think, especially yung mga hindi pa nakapunta ng China, that part of a typical Chinese diet consists of dogs, cats, rats, and if you go to the wet market, the common misconception is you can see dead bats or wild animals in a typical wet market in China, or if you go to restaurants. So living there for 5 years already, I found out that there are no wild animals in a typical wet market in China. I've been to Beijing, Shanghai, and a lot of different provinces in China. The wet markets there, you cannot find bats or any of those exotic animals. That's a misconception. And if you go to restaurants, it's so hard for you to get exotic food, like what most people think, that they love that. And a typical Chinese citizen, they detest eating those things as well. They are disgusted by those, like an normal citizen. So I think that's the biggest misconception in terms of food. I remember going to Wang Fujing Street. There's a street in Beijing called Wang Fujing where they sell these exotic animals like snake, a scorpion, what else? The seahorse, starfish. The thing is, locals don't even touch those things. They don't go there. They don't buy them. The ones who buy them are the foreigners. And the only reason why people sell them is because for the foreigners to make profit, because foreigners love them. So that's one of the biggest misconceptions I found out upon living in China. That but don't get me wrong, some people do eat that. Of course, we know that, but that's a very small percentage of the population. China is huge, right? So there's a province in Guangxi, I guess. a town called Yulin. They have this dog festival. They do, but it's a very very tiny town compared to the whole of China. So I think it's one of the biggest misconceptions upon living in China.
I think some things din na parang pinaka-exotic that they've eaten that I mean, I've heard from some of my friends is parang bullfrog, ano pa, turtle,
Farm rat.
yung soft-shelled turtle. Yun yung mga narinig ko. Pero ano, parang mga once or twice lang nila natitikman in their lives.
Okay.
And in truth, di ba, sa bansa din naman natin, nakakain tayo ng mga ganong species. Like, I remember when I was younger, nakakain ako ng bullfrog. Hindi sinabi sa akin ng nanay ko, bullfrog pala yun.
Oh, I know. Isa pa, yung mga fake na pagkain. Diba?
Fake rice.
I remember before, I think 2 years na tayo sa Beijing or 1 year pa lang, yung sa Facebook, there's a video that's circulating about fake gulay, fake bigas, and
Fake eggs.
oh, tapos parang everybody was, the people that I know, yung family and friends back home, they were worried, oh, baka kumakain kayo ng fake na bigas, fake na food sa China. And then, ang initial reaction ko is, bakit ganun? Nila naiisip. And then they told me they saw the videos and stuff. So, una, ma-hurt ka kasi parang, living in the country na they're talking about na hindi okay, okay naman. So, parang isang misconception yun na there's a lot of fake food. Parang manufactured lang. And then the
I
people
actually... Go ahead.
Oh, Ruby.
I actually was able to watch one documentary. I think it's a CNN or BBC documentary about this. And it's true that there were some fake food talaga that were being sold 5 years ago. But then the government has been really good with cracking this down. Tapos they're really trying their best to penalize the people who are involved in this kinds of yung mga ganun, mga fake food and stuff.
I can go next.
Ikaw, Siggey?
Okay, I'll go next. I
Okay.
have three things. I get some questions a lot. I get some of these questions. So whenever I go home,
Right.
number one about the air. We all know about the air, and people really dread the air in Beijing. But every year it's improving, and we've seen it. I feel like I can only count maybe 2 times in which it was very bad. For we've been living here for more than 6 years, so it's not that bad. Especially these days, I think Inah and Ruby will agree. Like most of the time, we have blue skies. Especially, I mean, before the past 4 years, the government has been doing a lot. So people always say that it's dangerous here, but not anymore. They moved the factories already, and they can make their sky really blue if they want to. So it's a lot better these days. That's number one. Yes. Number two, another question that I get a lot, almost all the time. They always ask, "Is it beautiful in Beijing?" Maybe people know Seoul, people know Tokyo, people know other major cities, but maybe they're not
Seoul.
aware that Beijing is just as beautiful. Yes, like some reasons. So if I will tell them, I was born in Manila and I used to live in Manila. I will tell them that in Manila we only have um, Ortigas, Makati, and BGC, maybe Green Hills that are very very beautiful. But in Beijing, it's like the whole city is very beautiful. So like the high end stuff that we have in Manila cannot match the high end stuff and the beautiful malls here in Beijing. I know we have some of the biggest malls in the world in Manila, MOA, Mega Mall. But I don't know, but the brands and so on, the malls, they're nothing. I feel like compared to not that size, but when it comes to the beautiful malls and the brands and all in general. Number three, are people nice? People always ask me that. Say, oh, I've been to Hong Kong, and then people at the airport yell. Yes, I feel like me, my family, my friends, we've been yelled at while we were in Hong Kong. So they always say, oh, they always yell. Like our people in the mainland, same. I tell them no, they just naturally have this loud voice, just like what Redden said a while ago. So they're not really mean, but yes, so they're not. Yeah, they're good people. It's just that the way they speak. Sometimes, especially for older people, I know all people will agree. They use their loudest, the diaphragm voice, but they're not mad. They're just speaking.
Isa pa nga, isa pa nga.
But there's an explanation to that, 'di ba? Kasi they said
Yes,
if you don't voice out your opinions that way, you won't be heard
they
the way
won't
you
listen
want
to
to be heard,
you.
right?
Yes, they won't
So
listen
yeah.
to you.
Pero I think they're getting
So
better at that now. Pero you still see it sometimes.
and you'll get used to it if you live here.
6 years.
Mhm.
O, ikaw, Ina. Ang dami mong iniisip, ah.
Ready na daw siya para sa isang ano eh.
Yung ano yung next.
Next.
Everything. Um, I just want to add, like a Siggey, that Beijing is a very beautiful, again, beautiful, especially in spring, kasi
The
during
park.
springtime, Beijing is full of roses, and you know how much I love flowers. So here also a lot of artsy stuff. I fell in love sa art because of the 798. Like it opened my mind when it comes to like arts. Because in the Philippines we are not used to of like going to a museum. There's not a lot, maybe as of the moment, but here there are a lot of um areas that you can go if you want to, if you're a party goer, if you like art, if you like hiking and outdoors. It's an easy access. Everything is very efficient here in Beijing. So, and one thing is like when it comes to church, you cannot go to church. I think like here in Beijing we all know that there's like a Christian church here, but it's true that you need to have your passport when you go in, but you are allowed to go to church. There are a lot of, also I've traveled around China as well, and I've seen a lot of Catholic churches as well. So yeah, I
Mhm.
think
I would
that's
like to add about the churches. You can go to church, but only local can go to churches for local,
Local
and they
churches,
cannot
yeah.
be mixed with foreigners. And foreigners can
Yeah.
only go to a foreign church, so they're
Except
separated. But it's
except for
allowed. And
special events, sige, like kunwari Christmas,
mm,
they can join together.
yes,
I wanted to point that out what Ina said. I remember before coming to China, I was contemplating, am I gonna bring a Bible or I'm not gonna bring a Bible? So as I remember, kasi parang nag-Google search naman ako at the time na parang okay lang naman. So I did. And yeah, hindi naman siya katulad ng nasa isip natin na, we can't display the Bible, we can't read the Bible outside, we cannot convene as a group of people as a church, because we did though. We have been able to do that. Yeah, but we can't preach on the street, or just like how it is sa Pilipinas, di ba, meron mga nagpe-preach sa
Sa
mga
bus.
public transportations, mga ganon. Obviously, yung mga ganon hindi pwede.
Okay, so yun.
okay.
Maganda at na-clear up din yung mga common misconceptions, especially from your friends in the Philippines. Ngayon pag-usapan natin yung kasi kanina na pag-usapan nyo yung challenges ng living abroad. Ngayon pag-usapan natin, how does living abroad affected your life in a positive way?
Oh.
Ano naman yung mga
I,
benefit ng living abroad?
can I start? I love
Okay.
this question kasi it has improved my life in so many ways, and I want to speak professionally speaking, no. I never knew how much I could still learn more about myself when it comes to becoming a leader, becoming a teacher in another country, an English teacher in another country, if I did not live abroad. I remember nung nasa Pilipinas ako, I guess siguro I boxed myself in and I thought high school students lang yung kaya kong turuan. But then when I was given this opportunity, parang na-open yung eyes. My eyes were open to this bigger arena of teaching, where you can teach pala from the youngest of kids until the elder ones, especially when we took our CELTA. CELTA certification. So yeah, and what's good, another thing, that another benefit that we had in our company is we had those modules like Harvard mentors. There's a lot of modules that we can sign up for and really um finish it, and then also have that certificate in the end. So I remember one senior foreign trainer at the time told me, while you're in Disney, that's one of the things that you have to do. Get all the certifications we can get, as long as it's free, do it, because where else can you find that? Like, diba? So that's really nice for me.
Okay. Sino next? What are the benefits of living abroad for you personally, Ina?
Benefits. Um, 5 years ago, I was a different person. I think I'm I'm very shy. I'm very reserved.
Shy, di naman.
Very shy. Oh, and and I felt like moving here, it gained a lot of I gained a lot of confidence when it comes to talking to other people, training other people how to teach. And I think it's like, looking back, I wouldn't thought like that I could do that. Like, I can face people and teach them how to teach, and also talk to parents. I think because I work in an online industry for a long time, so this is like a far different experience for me, like what we are doing right now. So I think when it comes to that and also benefits, like not only for myself but also benefits for my family as well. At this time, at this time, um I can be more like, I am a medium of blessing, not only to my family but also to other people that I can help. So I think those are the benefits that I can be a medium of blessing to other people. Yeah. And also character as well.
What about it?
Character, because before I like to control stuff. But I
Uy.
like I like to
Just
control
stuff.
stuff. Yeah,
Just
I
stuff
like to
lang.
control everything. I like to control, like, sa klase, I want everything to be what I want it to be. But I learned that the recipe of disaster is control. If you control everything, um, it's a recipe for disaster. So it's just
Wow.
like learning that when life gives you something, take it as it is and learn to adapt. Because, I've been through relationship and, things like that. And
Dami
it
naman. Relationship.
Relationship and relationship.
relationship, money
Dalawa lang.
problems. I think these are like money problems, family problems that you can go through. But I'm very grateful that my family has always been very supportive of me. So yeah, I think like yun yung mga natutunan ko. And I learned how to be independent. This is this is something that I learned, that I am very grateful. I learned how to be independent when it comes to money. I learned more about how to hold money, how to invest money. Because as you get older, I learned also that all of the things that I can see right now, one day it can all be gone. So right now, I am learning how to prepare myself for for when it
Future.
happens na mawala yung trabaho natin. I'm trying to put investment in every aspect that I know. Pangalawa, I learned that this is something that I learned in my 30s. Traveling with your family is the happiest, but the most memorable is when you travel by yourself, and you will learn a lot about yourself. And for 30 years, maybe 29 years, I don't know myself much, but now I feel more comfortable and relaxed of how I am. So I think that's what I gain in traveling abroad.
Ako, for me, I think the benefits of living abroad as a woman, first is independence. I've learned independence, although independent naman ako before, but independence kasi parang you have to do everything on your own.
Mm,
Figure
tama.
out the bank, figure out how to pay bills, figure out where you have to live, where you're gonna live, parang how to navigate the system in another country. So yung independence, very big thing na parang na-hone yung independence ko. And also, another thing is yung you can parang reinvent yourself when you
Ah,
leave,
yes.
diba? You can reinvent yourself. So for example, if gusto
Totally.
parang matuto ng isang craft, hone a craft. You can take pictures, study a new language. Parang pwede mong i-reinvent yung self mo para to be better. Ganun. Kasi I think when you live abroad, it's something na mangyayari at mangyayari talaga. Yung reinvention ng sarili mo. It's either a good thing or a bad thing. So those are the ones for me.
Sige.
For me, I have two main things. Number one, life skills. You kind of mentioned that, but for me, I always tell this to myself. Living abroad, traveling, it will give you a different life perspective in general. It will give you a perspective about your condition in this current country, and then your condition before you moved here, and then maybe your future condition if you move back to your own country. So it's really broad. For example, I'll give you one. Ina mentioned about that certain level of independence that you will gain if you live in another country. So before I moved here, I always consider myself someone who's smart. But then again, I feel like we all became smarter. I was very bad with directions. I was the worst before moving here. But when I moved here, I told myself, no, I cannot be like that because Beijing is very dynamic and very overwhelming. So if you're not a street smart, let's say as a foreigner, it will give you a lot of trouble and problems. So I told myself, no, I have to be smart whenever I'm outside because this is a foreign country and it works all the time. So again, life skills in general, it improved a lot. And number two, priorities. Yes, Ina mentioned that as well. So same. Um, whether it's spiritual, like me personally, I feel like my relationship with with the Lord became deeper, and we all realize how important family is, especially for we have two mothers in here, and like helping family, helping people who of course need our help. So knowing your priorities. Also the investment. Maybe many people would ask like why did you go abroad? My answer was my job was actually good before I came here, but I told myself I couldn't buy a car and a house. So I told myself one day I will go abroad so that I will be able to. So my limit was at the age of 30. I need to buy my first property since maybe I was at like 23, 24, 25. It's like 30, I need a house or something. And I did that by the age of 30. I bought my first condo unit. So it's one of the reasons why I moved here. Again, it's one of my priorities. And we travel. Some of my priorities going home at least twice a year, but COVID happened, so it can it's changing. But I learned a lot about prioritizing things.
Okay. Yun na.
Yun na.
Regen's turn.
Ako naman, biggest takeaway ko in living abroad is like lumawak yung perspective ko in terms of understanding other people.
That's true.
Kasi a lot of people are saying you can get that by traveling, which is true. But living abroad is a deeper kind of traveling because you're actually immersed in the culture, in the society more because of the duration of your stay in the country. And I think one of the cause of a lot of problems in our society at this present time, is we don't understand each other. So one of my favorite travel quote is from Mark Twain. Let me share it to you guys. It says, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need sorely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's lifetime." So because of living abroad, mas naintindihan ko yung mga tao, especially Chinese people, which is has a lot of a bad reputation abroad. Like I think China is one of the most misunderstood country in the world.
Yeah, that's
A
true.
lot of it stems from I have to say this Western propaganda. So, but upon living here, if you travel here for 5 days, 3 days, you won't really understand them. But if
Mhm.
you live here, I think because of that, they're also people like us. They have feelings, they have dreams, they have aspirations. You know, pare-pareho lang tayo regardless of our culture. So, yun yung parang biggest takeaway ko living abroad before I was in Thailand and now living in China. So for me, it's a deeper kind of traveling. So I highly recommend it, especially if you're in your younger years, to at least live abroad, not just travel, but to live
Yeah,
abroad, so you will understand humanity better, society
right.
better, instead of just kasi nangyayari source natin media pag tayo nag-travel. Ito lang media, just the media, and it's so different. So that's I think my biggest takeaway in living abroad. I understand humanity better and other culture better, and get because of that I have also compassion towards them. They're just like us. May dreams din sila, may feelings din sila, nagugutom din sila. So ganun yung takeaway ko.
Can I add something? Like, of course, like lahat tayo one thing is that moving to another country is scary and nakakatakot. However, when you are here or before getting a job to another country, just don't be reckless. Don't fear, but don't be reckless. I think that's one thing that we must know, that when you are here, you're by yourself, and you have to think of like the consequences that will happen to you kapag kunwari nagpunta ka doon. Make sure that the visa is good, right company,
Legal.
legal when you move here, and other stuff. Make sure it's double
Yoshi.
checked, triple checked before moving here. Because of course, like sabihin na natin that we got a nice job here in China, but not all companies are like ours. So my take, my advice is that just um don't fear, but don't be reckless. Make sure double check everything that is given to you, katulad ng ginawa natin, right?
Make a good research. Oh, have a good research about the company, the position that you're taking on.
Not only in the company but also in life when you are in another
Mhm.
country or when you're traveling as well.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for
Yay!
for sharing your thoughts on living abroad. But before we end, I'd like you to give some top tips for those who want to live abroad, or even those who currently live abroad right now. An expat living abroad for 5 years already, what are your top tips with regards to living abroad? But before that, let me read what Michael have said. That he said Michael said that Western food in China is better than in the US. I don't know if it is true. Like by
Kasi
the way, in Beijing, huh?
kasi walang, because when you travel abroad, they have like a customer charge. Oh, what do you call that? Like
Tipping.
10%, like tip.
Tip.
Here we don't
Service.
give tips. Yeah.
Service charge.
Yeah,
No, but
service charge.
I think it's talking about the yung lasa of the
Quality.
food.
Like
Yeah.
the food itself.
Yeah, like blue frog. You have things like blue frog
Better
or
not.
midas. Anyway, so I think see Michael, you really brought him to a nice restaurant when he was there in Beijing summer.
They want him to experience, the good stuff. Kasi first time niya magpunta dun eh.
Like caviar, truffles, ganun, ano?
Caviar.
He said McDonald's.
Special.
Okay, guys,
Burger
thank
King.
you so much for your time, and hopefully you're doing well there. So, yung mga tips sa mga viewers natin ano, sa living abroad, top tips nyo. Let's start with Ruby pag ganito. Si Ruby kasi pinakamatanda sa pag ganito.
Hoy, hoy, ikaw ang pinakamatanda dito. Let's not forget. Top tips. I think everybody has said a lot of good things already, but I think, do your research. Do not Do not be fearful of the unknown. If you've done your research, you shouldn't be. Um, Surround yourself with good people. Um, I think for me talaga, that's my biggest takeaway is that, having you guys, and of course obviously my family here as well, has made all the difference when I moved to China. And sa mga kababayan nating nasa ibang bansa who are also longing for that day na madala nila yung family nila sa kung saan sila nagtatrabaho, that day will come, hopefully, and it will make all the difference.
Okay, next. Summer, pag ganun na lang.
Sa akin, like what Ruby said, build your community, build a community, para in times of, for example, you're homesick or may problema ka, you can go to these people who can uplift you. Kasi mahirap na if you're abroad and it's just you, ikaw lang, you sasarilinin mo yung like problems mo or even the good stuff that happens to you. 'Di ba pag share mo siya with the people around you, parang mas magaan yung feeling. So for me, ang top tip ko is build a community. Also, that's my tip for myself. Because moving from Beijing to Korea, so it's a new environment. I don't know anybody here except my husband. So parang we have to find and build our own community to parang support system. So far, meron naman, pero it's not as easy as when I moved to Beijing. So build your community. For me, that's the top tip.
Sige.
I have two things. Number one, you really need to set your goals, whether you're abroad or whether you are planning to go abroad. You really need to set your goals so that you're not clueless about what's happening to you in that country or what will happen to you. Set your goals and then maybe plan, have some action plans, and then you really need actions. People sometimes they just dream like, oh, I hope I can do this, I can do this. But no, you can do that. You can dream, but then again, you need to set the goal because if you're just dreaming, it's nonsense. Set goal and then make sure to do the actions and then make sure you can reach your goals. That's what I do for myself. I set major goals every year and I try to achieve them. And if you do that, yeah, so whatever that goal is, yeah, for sure you'll reach it. And number two, you need God. Whether you're still preparing or planning to go abroad, you really need to pray hard for it. It won't just happen within, like a snap. Is it easy to go abroad to work abroad? No, it's actually not easy, especially me. Like I'm living, working, and even studying here abroad. So you need God, even if you're already abroad, to make sure you have a good relationship with God, and God will do the rest for you. So those two things. Set goals, number two, and trust God.
Inah.
Just like what I said earlier, when it comes to money, I think I'll cover the money part. So when you're here, don't forget to invest your money. Investment is very important. Everything that you can see right now, one day we will go back to our home country. So don't forget to invest your money, budget. Not everything is on sale or cheap. So make sure that list all your expenses every month, and so that you can budget and find like ways to invest your money, like real estate, stocks, REIT. So yeah. And then one thing is also like coming from a conservative family, like I think like being independent is in the Philippines because we are close. Being independent is like not like my yung family ko won't care about me. It's not like one all be all like that. So your family is still gonna support you, but be courageous. Be courageous, but face your fears, but don't be reckless. So be when you are here, you'll be more responsible on the things that you will do. Be more responsible, I think. So yun.
Para sa
Hmm.
viewers ba yun?
Para sa actually, I'm talking to myself.
Wala ka bang advice sa ano? Wag na.
Love life, wala bang ano?
Sa love life, you will meet a lot of men, but there will always be someone there for you. I don't know.
True.
Hindi ko alam. I haven't met.
Totoo yan. Ako na. So, pwede.
Okay, for me, for those who haven't live abroad or nagbabalak, I would say go for it, be brave because
Go for it.
go for it. The benefits are huge in terms of personality development, especially if you're younger, if you're in your younger years, ano. Siguro pag 50s na, parang siguro hindi naman na siguro no 50s. Pero yung mga 20 ka pa lang, abroad kayo.
Pwede pa rin.
Pwede pa din, ano?
Pero if you can younger, better, I guess.
Better. And yung nasa abroad na, tips lang naman, ano, hindi naman to parang advice talaga. Tips lang na even if you're living abroad to save money, usually ganoon naman tayo mga Filipinos, you have to make time to explore your area, explore your city, explore other provinces, para pagkatapos ng stint mo in that country, makita mo, uy, grabe, memorable yung stint mo sa, for example, in Thailand, in Saudi, in the US, na, uy, nasa US ako, ganito yung mga nangyari. Because what tends to happen is we save for the future. Sometimes we forget the present. We also have to live in the present, which is one of the ways to live in the present is to go around your city, explore the parks, go to other provinces para ma-enjoy ka din, hindi lang puro kayod, ano. Siguro ganun yung
Yes.
tips ko lang naman.
Yeah, that's true.
Enjoy your money. Hard-earned money.
Yes.
Okay, guys, so hopefully magbubukas yung airport sa July 1, magsama-sama ulit tayo. Pupunta kami ng Seoul, Summer.
Kayo here.
So
Kami ng Seoul.
excited! First time natin makompleto.
Pupunta tayo ng
Virgin
Seoul
kasi.
para lang kumain ng cold noodles. Paborito ni Siggey yun eh.
Tal.
Okay, guys, thank you for your time. Inah, Ruby, Summer, and Siggey, thank you for your time. And to our viewers, thank you for tuning in. And thank you for interacting as well. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.